No matter if points are gained or points are lost, there will be much to discuss. For analysis regarding tonight's Winnipeg Jets game, here are Dave Manouk, Ezra Ginsburg, and your host, Drew Mandel. The Illegal Curve post-game show, presented by Play Now, the official sports betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets, starts now.
2025, at least this part of the season, is going to end in a very similar way to how the rest of the 2025-2026 season has gone so far. That is with the Winnipeg Jets dropping yet another game, this time 2-1 against the Detroit Red Wings in Motor City, Michigan. I mean, I'm pretty sure, Mr. Ginsburg, festive Mr. Ginsburg, I might add, given the Happy New Year hat on your head.
I've got the beads too, the little beads. Don't forget about that.
Oh yeah, sorry, the beads. Yes, the beads. I don't know when. I don't want to know what you did to earn those beads, but that's a separate issue entirely.
They were purchased from Dollarama.
Oh, okay, good. As long as it's nothing illicit and nothing lascivious or anything along those lines, then we'll be fine. But I'm pretty sure we could just replay, Monday's post-game show. Just substitute the word Detroit in for every time that we said who'd they play on Monday? Edmonton, I guess.
Yeah,
is that who it was? Yeah, and just call it a night and head out on our various New Year's Eve activities. Happy New Year, everybody! It's amazing. I mean, you can't score. How many periods do you think it would take for Niederreiter, Nemesnikov, Perfetti, to a lesser extent, I would say Iafallo? How many periods do you think it would take for those guys to score a goal? I mean, at least Gus Nyquist is snake bit. At least you can say he's had grade A opportunities that, for whatever reason, by the skin of his teeth, haven't been able to find the back of the net or get over the goal line at the very least. The other guys just don't do anything. We've seen this team play. We know this. We know the problems with this team. Same thing as tonight. Go ahead, Ezzy.
Yeah, well, Happy New Year to you, Drew, and Happy New Year to everybody watching on YouTube and listening on the podcast. Obviously, what are we, about 3 hours and 45 minutes away in the Central Time Zone from the year 2026, right?
Will you make it to midnight?
Maybe.
That's about It's about the best you're going to get at this point in time for people.
Probably not, to be honest with you. I feel like because I was up pretty early today, I feel like I'll maybe make it to 10:30, 11. Yeah. But we'll see, Drew. You know what? I'll try to keep awake just for you.
You don't have to. I probably won't make it either. I mean, you're not doing anything for me there, Big Daddy.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't cost yourself any sleep on my account.
We're not in our 20s going to the pyramid for the New Year's Eve party, Drew. We're not as young as we used to be, as you like to say, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, we've got a lot of comments in the chat. The Taves line looked really good tonight. Obviously, being Taves, Perfetti, and Iafallo, right? They looked good, but they didn't have anything to show for. Obviously, they assisted on the Stanley goal, but what I'm saying is they didn't score any goals themselves, that line. And so, yes, you like the fact that you were dominant in the third period. They were all over the Red Wings. You mentioned Gus Nyquist. He had a chance. I think it might have rang off the iron, to be honest with you, late in the third period. He hit the
iron twice tonight.
Yeah, so I agree with you. Nyquist is playing better, so that's a good sign. But he still doesn't have any goals on the season. And you talk about guys like Nemesnikov and Niederreiter playing on the fourth line. I didn't think that fourth line really had much of an impact on tonight's game. Look, it's the same old Jets giving the other team a 2-goal lead and then having to play from behind. That's been the story of the Jets for weeks now, if not months. And a costly Dylan DeMello turnover really is the difference in the game. And we've been saying this time and time again. 6 of the last 7 games, 6 of the last 7 losses have been 1-goal games. And then the Edmonton game was essentially a 1-goal game because there was an empty netter. Yep. So, I mean, the Jets just can't find a way to get these games to the extra frame. And if they do get to the extra frame, they lose the extra point, right? So, I mean, it's
if there was a goal, I mean, honestly, I don't know that there's a better goal to sum up the Winnipeg Jets to sum up the Winnipeg Jets season than the second goal, the Mason Appleton goal. If there's a better goal to sum up the Winnipeg Jets so far in this 25-26 season, you're hard pressed to find it. It's a simple play by Dylan DeMello who flubs it. I mean, it just he just absolutely whiffs on it, like a golfer who misses the tee shot entirely, just absolutely fans on it. Not even fans on it, just misses it basically. And then Luke Schenn, comes back, makes a nice defensive play to break it up, and then has the puck go in off of him on the desperation play by Mason Appleton. I mean, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, when we get to the play now game recap, and I just recapped the goal already, but it's sort of comical to some extent. It is sort of comical just how Keystone Cops-ish that goal was, and how it just absolutely exemplifies the Winnipeg Jets in the months of November and December this year. You want
and if you're talking about teams that could benefit from the calendar turning to a different month, a different year, it's the Jets, right? And obviously they're right back. Well, I'm not saying that they're going to go on a heater. I'm just saying like November and December have been that bad. That's what I'm saying, Drew. That like you're not upset that this month is over, because things have gone from bad to worse, and now the Jets are the last place team in the league, and it's goes without saying that they need these points, but it goes back to what I said before. Like, yes, the second and third period were controlled by the Jets, but you weren't able to find a way to get this game into overtime, and you were playing from behind, and you still are not getting enough secondary offense. You didn't get primary offense tonight, right? Like Scheifele, Connor, and Velarde, they were okay. I mean, I wouldn't say that this is one of their best games. Like, they had some chances,
right?
But for the most part, I thought this game was pretty even. Like, the Jets, you look at the shots in the third period, 9-3, and you'll say, the Jets were dominant, and they were. But in the second period, I thought it was just a lack of a spark, a lack of somebody being a game changer on this team, aside from the Scheifele line. And again, I don't think, it's a mistake. Like, people make jokes about Logan Stanley and the fact that he's fourth on the team in scoring, which is crazy. But really, like, aside from the Scheifele line, he's one of the only guys that is providing you with offense right now.
He's one of the only reliable players that the Winnipeg Jets have. I mean, he's got his warts. We know that. We saw that on display on Monday against Edmonton when he gave up the goal that ended up the Max Jones goal, the first goal of that game. But, I mean, you can't criticize Logan. I mean, let me just say this sentence so that everybody can sort of wrap their brains around it, because it's hard to believe the words are going to come out of my mouth. Where would the Winnipeg Jets be offensively without Logan Stanley's seventh goal? 7 goals.
It's
I mean,
true.
Where would they be offensively without the offensive contributions, the goal-scoring contributions of Logan Stanley? It's an amazing sentence to say, but it's absolutely fact. I mean, I guess you could say, well, they can't be any worse than 32nd, and that's a fair comment in return, but it just goes to show just how terrible. I mean, let's use the right word. How terrible the secondary offense for this Winnipeg Jets team has been.
When they showed that graphic, Drew, during the game, I think it was the third period they showed it, or maybe the second, when they showed all of the Jets who are currently in goal scoring droughts, and it totaled up to 100 games that these guys have no goals. Like, I almost was like, I had to like double check that. Like, so it was Nyquist, it was Taves, Niederreiter, and Perfetti. And I think I'm missing one player, but Nemesnikov. Those players combined have gone 100 games without a goal.
I mean,
like that's
100 games played.
That's what I meant. Yeah, 100 games played.
I mean,
yeah,
but that's okay. The organization's fine with it. Everybody's fine with it. They're not going to, you don't see any. It's one thing to not get goals, and that's a problem. That's a serious problem. But when was the last time Nemesnikov, Niederreiter, Taves? When was the last time they had a scoring chance?
Exactly.
A scoring chance. Like, where you said, okay, the goalie made a great save on a puck that was destined for the back of the net. When was the last time you even noticed them? Perfetti? I mean...
Well, Perfetti had a few chances today. Like,
sure,
I don't know if I'd call them grade A chances. Like, he was around the net. I thought that line, that was maybe their best line together as a line. But certainly the fourth line, like Nyquist had a few chances.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's bordering on I think at this point on kind of absurd in terms of how the Jets have not made any moves at this point.
Well,
because
I think
you're watching the season just being flushed down the toilet.
You saw the frustration. I mean, we've seen the frustration multiple times, but when there was about 10 seconds left in the game after the Red Wings had cleared the puck, flipped it down the ice, and you knew they were going to win because the Jets had to go retrieve it and bring it back. Nyquist, who'd been on the ice for the last 2.5 minutes, along with, Scheifele and Connor and everything, you could see that. I think he almost thought about it or was about to two-hand his stick into the boards. I mean, the frustration has to be boiling over. You would think it would have to be boiling over. I mean, it's the lack of performance from so many players on this team. You'd say, something's got to give. You'd say it. We've said it.
But they keep trotting out the same lineup.
That's just it. I don't think anything's going to give. I don't think there's anything that's going to give at this point.
I said after the Oilers game, I said, and obviously what I say doesn't really matter, let's be honest. But what I said is I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets lose against Detroit and lose against Toronto. So obviously they've already lost one game. Then maybe that would back to, like, the Jets are 7 points back of a playoff spot now.
I mean, honestly, who cares about the playoffs until you start to win? Until you win 5 out of 6 or 8 out of 10, the playoffs are just a non-issue at this point in time.
Well, they're so far back. The thing is, like we've said, Drew, is that there's so many teams. At one point, it was 3 teams. Now it's, hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Jets have 7 teams between them and the last wild card spot.
So the playoffs are a moot point. They're
exactly.
A moot point until you can get ahead of many of those teams.
Right. But if it's a moot point, then what is the direction of this team then? Are you just going to continue trotting out the same lineup and losing games? Or are you going to give some guys from the American Hockey League a chance? Well, I don't know what you're waiting for at this point, because forget rock bottom and everything like that. The Jets rock bottom has already happened.
Oh, you can't get any worse than 32nd. You're the dead last team in the league.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not a situation of rock bottom, but I just thought, if you lose both of these games and you fall even further back, maybe that's all I was saying, is that maybe then Chevy pulls the trigger and maybe he puts a guy on waivers and calls some guys up from those. I don't know. I know a lot of people just think, look, you can say whatever you want about Chevy, guys, but Chevy is not, he knows at a certain point he has to do something, doesn't he? Like you can't,
I don't know,
sustain to keep putting out the same lineup and expecting different results. It's a 1 goal loss after a 1 goal loss. It's just like you said, Drew, it's like Groundhog Day every day for the Jets.
It's just, and it's not like they're losing in different ways. It's not like they're finding ways to lose. They're losing the same way each and every game by not having enough secondary offense. I mean, that's how they're losing. It's not like they're losing by, these surprising manner in which they're losing. They're losing by not having enough offense. It's not like the problem is hard to diagnose. The problem is pretty easy to diagnose. Look at it. Since November 1st, the Winnipeg Jets have given up 85 goals. That puts them 17th in the NHL. Yeah. It's not great.
No, but that's
it's not
middle
terrible.
Of the pack. Yeah.
It's middle of the pack. And remember, a lot of that was without Connor Hellebuyck. Right? So, I mean, it's not great, but, okay, you're middle of the pack. You're not as stingy as you have been in years past. But you've given up 85 goals. You've scored 66. You've scored 66 goals since November the 1st, people. I mean...
And we know that half of those goals come from Scheifele, Connor, Velarde.
Right. So,
and a few of them come from Morrissey. A few of them come from Stanley. I mean, there's a few goals, but like we know who isn't scoring, and I'm at the point where it's not even just about the secondary scoring. Like for me, and Mike McIntyre has written about this and he's tweeted about this. Like I go back to what I said before. To me, it's just mind-boggling that nothing has been done to improve this team. Like nothing. And like
it's a dereliction of duty by the general manager to watch 2 months of this hockey team, acknowledge what your problem is. I mean, it's secondary scoring. If he doesn't understand that, then he shouldn't be the general manager of a hockey team. But I'm going to give him enough credit to say that he knows what the problem is, and he's done nothing to address it. Nothing. Hasn't made a move. Hasn't done a thing. So just tell everybody if you're going to wave the white flag for the rest of the season. If you think that it's not worth making a move, it's not worth looking into the trade market, never mind looking into the trade market, it's not worth executing a trade, it's not worth executing a waiver wire claim, just say so. That's your prerogative. You're the boss. You get to make the decisions. If you go to Mark Chipman and you say, Mark, this is where our team is, it's not worth doing anything, we're going to have to just live with this, so be it. So be it. That's
and we've got the comment up from Best and West 2456 saying, what's the point of putting guys on waivers? Moose players would get thumped. I would rather watch Moose players at least giving more of an effort than what you're seeing from the Jets. Like, yeah, okay, the Jets they made this game close in the third period by badly outshooting the Detroit Red Wings. Where was that in the first period? We saw a good
also,
first
getting
period.
A soft goal. Let's be honest.
Sure.
The Logan Stanley goal was a softie.
Yes, it was. I would agree with that. But, where was against Edmonton, we talked about the first period, they were so good. They shut down, the Lowry line was so effective. Where was the Lowry line tonight? I didn't think they had a very particularly good game. And that's the issue, is that you're so desperate for these points. You're not just desperate for these points, but you're desperate to turn your season around. And that's my whole thing, is that I strongly believe that the Jets brass, management, coaching staff still think that this season is going to turn around. When I don't see one win or two wins. Like you said earlier, Drew, the Jets are going to have to pull something off similar to what the Sabres have done. And they're going to have to win 7 or 8 games in a row to really get back into a playoff spot. Because when you're 8 points back of a playoff spot, winning 2 or 3 games in a row is going to do nothing. And the Jets haven't won 2 or 3 games in a row in 2 months.
Yeah, they're not going to win. Winning 2 or 3 games in a row it's a non-issue. It's a non-issue for this team. They can't win 1 game in a row. They can't. It's the same issues. Honestly, these post-game shows, and we love you that you're all here on New Year's Eve, spending at least a few of your hours with us here to discuss this. And we appreciate it. We want you to smash that like button. But, you begin to wonder, why do we all bother? I know why we bother. I know why all you bother. It's because we all want more from this team. This team wants more from this team. But if the players can't do it anymore, then it's incumbent on the general manager to figure out players who can do it.
At this point in the season, I think a first period like that is just inexcusable.
Of course. Where's the desperation?
Where's the desperation? These guys should be busting their ass.
Yeah.
This should be their most important. It's obviously, we're not going to say, they should have been playing this like a playoff game or something like that. But we hear all of this talk about how these guys are sick of losing, and then you see a first period like that. And I realized, there was 3 periods in this game, but it's the same old down by 2 goals and then struggling to claw your way back, and then not having anybody that actually is going to finish.
I just want to see it from somebody else. We've seen the give a damn from the players, the ones who you can rattle off the top of the. I want to see it from somebody else. I want one of the other guys to try and take the bull by their horns and drag this team into the fight, or at least do something where you're contributing to the efforts of the Winnipeg Jets. The number of passengers is unreal. It's unreal.
And the reason, the main reason for that, Drew, is because what do these guys have to worry about? They have a bad game, they're right back out there, right? I've said this before. Is the reason why you're not putting Gus Nyquist on waivers because he makes $3 million a year? No, who cares? It's a sunk cost. It didn't work out. Get rid of him.
Look, the number of guys who should have lost their permanent roles is multiple. And instead they just keep getting the same opportunity game in and game out, and game in and game out. And if you're Jared Anderson Dolan or you're Walker Duehr or you're David Gustafson, I'm not even talking about the young prospects. Because I don't
you're talking about the veteran pros now.
I'm talking about the veterans that are on the Manitoba Moose who have played for the Winnipeg Jets before. You know, and you're watching the parent club suck. Pardon my choice of word there, but you call it what it is. You have to be saying to yourself, well, I can do that. I've done more in my opportunities with this team. You know, you're Jared Anderson Dolan. You were good enough to play for this team in the playoffs last year. All of a sudden, you don't get a sniff at the NHL level because you have players in front of you who are doing nothing.
Well, and there's some we have some comments in the chat right now going about, you know, if Arniel has lost this room. Like, I don't know if it's that, or if I don't, or if it's just there's so many players on this team that are just underperforming.
I don't.
That to me is the biggest issue, right? Because if he's lost the room, why are these guys keeping these games so close?
No, I don't believe it's a Scott Arniel problem. I think he's made some poor decisions the last couple of games. I think he made a poor decision against Minnesota, not having Jonathan Toews take that face-off. I think he made a poor decision in Utah starting the Adam Lowry line, or Adam Lowry and friends in the overtime period. I think those were poor decisions. I don't think for a second that he's lost the dressing room, but I wonder if the players are losing confidence in Kevin Cheveldayoff and his ability to perform at the suitable level as an NHL general manager. I mean, the Winnipeg Jets are right now a franchise that doesn't seem to know how to pro scout and has a mediocre at best track record when it comes to amateur scouting. So when you can't scout professionals and you can't scout amateurs, the only thing that maybe you're okay at is trades. Really doesn't make it easy to build a roster.
There has to be something like, again, it goes back to what I said. I realize we're going to get back to the game here, but there has to be something. And when I say something, I mean anything, Drew, at this point. Like, there has to be, like, I don't understand. Like I said, I referenced our good buddy Mike McIntyre. He's been on this, you know, for a while. And yes, I'm with you, Drew. Like, call up a Walker Duehr, call up a David Gustafson, call up a whoever it is. Another guy, you know, like Mason Shaw, like whoever it is at this point.
Sure.
And I'm not saying that player has to stick up with the Jets for the rest of the season, but like, I just, it's dumbfounding to me that you don't make some of these moves to inject some life into your team. And that's, to me, what is so disturbing about this Jets 7-game losing streak and the way they've played for the last 2 months is, we're talking about, the Jets had a great third period. Well, like, hockey is a 60-minute game. How many times this year have we said that, where the Jets had a slow start, but then they turned it on the third period? Well, the problem is they don't have enough guys that can score to do that. You can't outscore your issues. We've said that so many times with Hellebuck's goaltending, right? Like in the past, they've been able to basically rely on Hellebuck's goaltending, and he only let in 2 goals tonight. So Hellebuck did his job, and one of those goals, like you said, Drew, was just a comedy of errors, the Mason Appleton goal. So really, one of those goals was the only goal that I really. And
even if you don't like the Dylan Larkin goal, which I understand, at least it's a power play goal. It's not a 5-on-5 goal; it's a power play goal against. So yeah, you know, he probably wants that one back, but it's a shot with a screen, and I think it was also deflected at the same time, probably a little bit off the stick of the Jets player who's out trying to defend Larkin on this one. Let me just double check if it's Lowry or if it was Nyquist, I think, on this one. So you don't like that one necessarily in terms of the goal against. it's Lowry who comes out, and I think he maybe even gets a bit of a redirection on it. You might not love that goal. I get that, but Hellbuck gave up 2 goals, people. Gave up 2 goals. What did he give up against Edmonton?
2.
Gave up 2 goals against Edmonton. What did he give up against Minnesota? I mean, it was 3, but one of them it was 3, but one of them was 6-on-5. I mean, he's not. Again, Connor Hellbuck may not have been able to steal a game for the Winnipeg Jets as of late. He may not be as great a version of Connor Hellbuck as we've seen, but it doesn't matter when you can't score.
No, he's doing his job. And remember all the talk about when Eric Comrie was starting games and Hellbuck was out, all the talk about, well, just wait till Hellbuck's back.
Yeah, but you still can't score.
Hellbuck's been back and they've lost 7 games in a row.
Can't score goals. Let's keep the conversation going. First, I'm going to play the Play Now game recap bumper.
The Play Now game recap.
Big thanks to our friends at Play Now. They're the continued title sponsor of our programming. Play Now wants to send you and a guest to Toronto for a triple header to see the Jays, the Raptors, the Leafs, and all in one epic getaway. Learn how to enter at playnow.com, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. Conditions apply, 18 plus, enjoy responsibly. The Jets, of course, head to Toronto tomorrow, back-to-back against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jets will try and score some goals against the Leafs tomorrow. We'll be back with the post-game show. What time's the game tomorrow? Is it 6 o'clock our time?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, 6 o'clock our time, which means post-game will be right around 8:30, 8:45 or so. So join us tomorrow night. Still much more of this edition of the Illegal Curve post-game show, though. I mean, I just don't know how much more there is to say. We've said it all. We've been saying it for 2 months. It's not like the narrative has changed.
No.
You can't score goals. The team doesn't seem to care. When I say the team, I mean the organization. I mean the management group. I mean, Scott Arniel, I think he's sent the quasi-message that he can send through the media regarding the roster that is put in front of him. He doesn't get to choose the players put in front of him. That's Kevin Cheveldayoff's job. Is Scott Arniel maybe consulted? I would hope so. It seems like that would be a beneficial way to run your team. But you know what? Everybody else, just keep doing what you're doing, which is nothing, and you keep getting into the roster. You keep getting into the lineup. I mean, there's just not much more to say. I don't know what is the final straw that's going to break the camel's back. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to believe that we haven't seen it yet.
Well, you're last place in the league, and it's been a slow decline. Like like the Jets have just gradually kept going down and down the standings. So this isn't something that's new. They've been losing for a while now. What is it? 6 wins in their last 26 games or something like that, Drew, right? It's awful. We've talked about it.
It's 6 wins in 26 games, Ezzy. I mean,
and the thing is, yeah, we'll get into the Larkin goal and everything like that.
That's 18 wins in like an 82 game season. That's like, remember when the Colorado Avalanche had that absolute, like the worst year in the history of hockey?
Yep.
I mean,
that was about what, 10 years ago or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's dumb. Well, if you want to get into the game recap, I can tell you the first period was pretty damn bad for the Jets. You're watching that period, and Detroit's a good team. Like, Detroit's first in the division. They're a good team. I don't know what the hell the Jets were doing there in the first period because it was a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And they take a penalty, and Detroit's got a pretty good power play.
Yeah.
And they give up an early goal, and
Dylan Larkin is 21st, assists from Moritz Seider and Lucas Raymond.
Yeah, and those are, I mean, and we should mention that the penalty kill over the previous 6 games was actually, I think, 90% or 85%. So the penalty kill actually has been very good for the Jets as of late. So it's not like you're saying, well, the Jets, another power play goal. No, I mean, it's even strength that they've been getting burned. But it's in the back of the net, right? And I know what you're saying. Like, it was a little bit of a long shot, and like it was tough to see. Originally, I thought it might have been deflected.
Luke Schenn's sort of in no man's land there. I mean, it's a power play goal. I mean, it's not the best goal. It's a save that Connor Hellebuyck probably makes more often than not.
Yeah,
probably makes more often than not, and I'm sure he would say that he would have liked it back. But I mean, okay, your goalie gives up a goal on the power play. That shouldn't. I mean, you should be able to come back from that. I mean, you get 2 goals on this Jets team, and you're going to win.
And
that's
I'm just looking at
the mindset for everybody else.
Alex DeBrincat was net front there, but I mean, Alex DeBrincat obviously is not a big player, but I think it's just a well placed shot that Hellebuyck whiffs on.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
it happens. I mean, sure, maybe I'm an apologist for Connor Hellebuyck, and yeah, maybe I am in this case. That's fine, but I mean, come on. He scored 1 goal again.
I know. It's the lack of goal scoring is obvious to anyone watching this team, right? Like, there was an article, I forget if it was Kenny or if it was Mike talking to Bruce Boudreau. I think it was Mike.
It was Mike.
But like, it doesn't matter what analyst you're talking about. It could be Craig Button, it could be Marty Biron, it could be Mike Kelly, whoever. I mean, Kevin Bieksa, like Kelly Rudy, pick anybody who analyzes hockey. They'll tell you, watching the Jets on a night in, night out basis, the secondary scoring is an issue. But the problem that I have, going back to what I said before, is the thing that gets under my skin and should get under the skin of Scott Arniel and the coaching staff is, why isn't there more of an effort and urgency to start a game? And why didn't that translate over from the Edmonton game? And to me, it's just inexcusable. And that's something that we've seen. It's a trend that we've seen all year long. And the thing that we always say, like, I know, it sounds like obvious, but scoring the first goal is important, especially for a Jets team that doesn't score a lot of goals. But then to go down 2 goals makes it even harder. And for a team that is lacking confidence right now, it just seemed like after that second goal went in, there was a big sag in the game. Like, yes, they turned it up in the third period and everything like that. But to me, the starts are inexcusable, and the lack of urgency in the game. I just don't get it. I don't understand how these guys don't have more pride.
Well, I mean, lack of urgency, lack of scoring. I mean, it's a lack of everything, but it's also it's a lack of accountability from management. I just can't believe that they've gone the number of games they've gone, and that nothing has changed with regard to the roster. Nothing. Tanner Pearson takes offensive zone penalties. Still in the lineup the next game. No problem. You got your spot. Vlad Nemestikov goes another game tonight. No shots on goal. No problem. You got your spot in the lineup.
And, to address Dan's comment here, I mean, obviously, his comment is it a lack of skill or a lack of effort? I mean, I think it's both, to be honest with you. I don't think it's one over the other. But this team doesn't play the style of hockey that I think they should be playing with the skill that they have on the team. That's another issue. I think the Jets are still trying to play like their last year's team.
Sure.
And they don't have
coaching.
And they don't have the guys to score off the rush.
Well, they don't have they're too slow to be a dump and chase team because they can't get in on the forecheck, and they're not talented enough, not fast enough to score off the rush.
Like, watching that first period, it goes back to what I said before. Like, they played really well against Edmonton and Minnesota, and we talked about that. Minnesota and Edmonton are 2 top teams in the Western Conference. Maybe not record-wise, but they're both going to be playoff teams. And I think they're both teams that you don't want to play in the playoffs. Yeah. Jets played those teams really well.
Right.
I didn't see that tonight against Detroit. Like again, I'm sorry. People in the chat might get on me here, but the third period, to me, 40
minutes too late.
One good period is not going to impress me.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes too late.
And obviously, score effects taken into account, and the Red Wings are going to go into their prevent defense and everything like that, right? Like, it's the same old. And I go back to what I said before. I thought Taves, Perfetti, and IFL, they had some glimpses. They had some scoring chances. But aside from Logan Stanley's goal, that line had nothing to show for it. So again, like, what are we talking about here? Like, are we going to give out participation ribbons now? Is that what we're going to do?
Well, that's about all the hope. It's the only hope the Jets can hope for.
So yes, I agree. Like, if you want to get into the Mason Appleton goal,
well, I mean, honestly, I think we've covered it. I mean, to be perfectly honest, and
people in the chat actually want to talk about the Mason Appleton goal.
Well,
like, of course, really. Mason Appleton scored against the Jets.
Yeah, well, good for him. Right? I mean, whatever, and I don't think the Jets miss Mason Appleton. I mean, Mason Appleton, his time here in Winnipeg ran its course.
I'll say this much though. Such a big key for the Jets last year was that third line that we would often call the second line.
Sure. So
you can say whatever you want about Mason Appleton, but Mason Appleton played a complementary role on that line. Obviously, the line is driven by Adam Lowry, and Nino Niederreiter was, of course, the other guy on that line. But Mason Appleton, he provided a role. And that's another thing, too, that I think is an issue on this team. Like, I'm a big believer when you talk about coaching. It's tough, I think, especially at the NHL level, to necessarily pick out the differences between the good coaches, because at this level, Drew, you'd agree, they're all good coaches. Like, if you're a head coach of an NHL team, that's a coveted position. You're a good coach. But I've always believed that one of the most important things for a coach, in addition to communication and all the obvious things, is being able to find roles for guys on your team. And right now, I look at the bottom 9, and I really don't know. Like, each line kind of looks the same. Like, they're like Lowry, Barron, Pearson. I really liked what they did against Edmonton. I thought they were really good in shutting down the McDavid line. But tonight, they kind of were just out there.
Yeah,
they were just kind of out there, not doing much, not being physical, not being aggressive, and pressuring on the forecheck. Just think that right now there's just not a lot of identity on this team, and there's a lot, and it's a fragile team. And when they go down a couple goals, you just don't think that they're coming back. We've just seen this story too many times, and they did it again tonight, and they might have come close, and Gus Nyquist might have ran it off the crossbar, the post. But, at the end of the day, you go home and you have 0 points again. And I agree with you in terms of the management. I mean, a lot of people are saying fire Chevy, all this. First off, I don't think that's even being considered at this point. I don't have any inside knowledge. There's no reason for me to believe. Look, we've been covering this team for 15 years, Drew. I think we know the Jets pretty well at this point. I don't think Mark Chipman is considering firing Cheveldayoff. I could be wrong about that, but
I'd be shocked.
That's my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to fire him, there has to be something done to this, because at this point, to me, it's not just about wins and losses. It's like, where is your team going? Like, what is the direction of this team? Because all they're doing now is just going further and further down the standings.
Oh, and how much do you can't let the rot set in anymore. You can't let it set in anymore. You have to be able to move on and turn the page very quickly and establish now and for the future that what we've seen is unacceptable. I'm concerned that that's where they're not making enough, where I'm concerned that they're, by standing idly by, they are tacitly letting that rot into the organization. That's where you become problematic. That's where you become the last 15 years of the Buffalo Sabres and things of that nature. That's why you can't allow that to happen. We'll come back with more of the Illegal Curve post-game show. Drew Mandel, Ezra Ginsburg, New Year's Eve, 10 minutes before the top of the hour.
Woo!
More to come. Party hardy.
I want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing our illegal gambling site instead.
Because we couldn't afford things like this without your money.
So much of your money.
Now you might have questions like,
do our profits benefit your community?
No.
Or bet with Play Now.
Manitoba's local legal and secure gambling site.
Dining, entertainment, parking, and convenience, all in one spot. City Place is located in the heart of downtown Winnipeg, attached to the Canada Life Centre. Whether you're working, living, or out for a night in the downtown, make City Place your go-to destination before or after the fun finds you. Lunchtime, game time, anytime. Visit City Place at 333 St. Mary Avenue, next to Canada Life Centre.
Boys, I've made an important life decision, and I need your support.
Oh boy.
I've decided to get a grill.
You mean a barbecue grill for cooking? Like, that's not an important life decision, Ezzy.
No. A grill for my teeth.
A grill for your teeth? Do I even want to know why you're doing this?
It's simple, really. Every time I go to Holt Dental, I get treated so very well by Dr. John and his team that I need to keep finding additional reasons to go back. I rely on Holt Dental for all of my dental needs, and they do it all, from regular cleanings to cosmetic dentistry. Plus, they have free parking at their front door, and you know how much I love my convenient parking.
For all your dental needs, Illegal Curve recommends Holt Dental, conveniently located on Taylor Avenue near Grant Park Mall. For more information, visit them online at holtdental.ca.
Guys, big news. You know how I'm always misplacing my cool stuff? Well, Big Daddy has a new hobby, labeling.
Labeling is your new hobby.
You got it. Ever since I discovered Label Daddy's washable labels, I just can't stop labeling. I'm labeling water bottles, hockey sticks, cereal boxes, roast chickens, team jerseys. Everything deserves a label.
I can think of a label or two for you.
Best part is that Label Daddy is the only label company officially licensed by the NHL. So my labels are personalized and can have the Jets logo on them. Just search NHL on the Label Daddy website.
For almost 2 decades, Label Daddy has been helping people to not lose their stuff. It's the most affordable insurance policy around.
For customized, washable, peel and stick labels with no ironing or sewing required, visit labeldaddy.com and search NHL for the label pack belonging to your favorite team.
For over 40 years, Rumors Restaurant and Comedy Club has been Winnipeg's home for stand-up comedy. Renowned in the comedy world as a must-play venue, Rumors has recently been named Canada's top comedy club and a top 5 comedy club in North America. From birthday parties to date nights to fundraisers, wedding socials, and everything in between, Rumors is your destination for the best live entertainment Winnipeg has to offer. For information on upcoming shows, Rumors' incredible promotions, and to purchase show tickets, visit rumorscomedyclub.com.
At Boston Pizza, a fast lunch doesn't have to mean fast food. Now you can get a $15 lunch served in just 20 minutes, including your choice of a main, side, and drink. That's right, lunch for $15 at your local Boston Pizza.
Welcome back to the Illegal Curve post-game show. Drew Mandel, Ezra Ginsburg. I'm going to be in a happy mood now. I've got, it's almost the end of the year. We want to think positive. Rainbows, sunshine, 2026, brand new year.
You just had a sip of bourbon. That's why you're happy.
No, I'm about to go have a meet up with my family, though, so we'll probably wrap this in a couple minutes. I'll go up and join them. Here's what Scott O'Neill said post-game. We cannot change. This was a bit of a weird quote. I'll read it verbatim, and hopefully you'll be able to make some sense of it. We cannot change in the sense of how we're playing and in the sense of how hard we're playing. So I guess he likes how they're playing, how hard we're competing, and the amount of opportunities that we're getting. So he likes all that part. But man, oh man, we've got to find a way somehow. A way to win, he means. Maybe in 2026 we can find it. We'll move off of 2025, and maybe in 2026 we can start scoring some goals. That's post-game tonight from the
Winnipeg. Kind of a weird thing to say.
Well, I think, again, I'm just reading a quote. This is courtesy of our buddy Jamie Thomas in the sort of the game recap on the Jets website. I think he's saying the team's playing hard. We're doing the things we want to be doing. The process is good, blah, 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 but we need to get some goals. I think that's sort of what he's saying, in that quote. Just maybe the words are not being are not coming through on the paper or on the digital screen
Right.
as as clean as it was when he was saying it in person.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think Scott Arniel is probably just as sick of talking about losses as we are, Drew, to be honest with you. And we're talking about another 1-goal loss. So, like, I hope the Jets beat the Leafs tomorrow night, Drew, for our sake and for the chat's sake and basically the entire world's sake, because this losing streak needs to end. Like, I can't like, guys, I might be breaking down right now. I might be having a mental breakdown. I can't handle any more of these Jets losses. I just can't handle the joy. I just need some joy.
If they lose, I can live with them losing, but it's every game is exactly the same. That's the problem, is that every game, every post-game show has been the same as of late.
Yes.
That's the part that's wearing on me, is that my analysis, hasn't changed because the games are the same. The losses are the same. The roster is the same. The problems are the same. The results are the same.
I agree with
lose 10-9.
Yeah, your
text
lose
10-9. It'll be a little different at least.
Yeah. If they lost 10-9 to the Leafs tomorrow, Drew, I'll be fine with that because we'll have 19 goals to talk about. But yeah, I mean, I think and Phyllis is agreeing with me too. Like, they just need to put some wins together here to start feeling good about themselves. Like, I think you're right, Drew. You said this earlier. Like, forget about the fact that you're 7 points out of a playoff spot. Just try to put together a couple of good wins, and then build off of that.
Exactly right. We'll do it again tomorrow night. We'll do it again all over again tomorrow night. It's the Illegal Curve post-game show that'll be after the Jets and the Leafs, right around 8:30, 8:40, 8:45, somewhere around there.
And to address Joe from Winnipeg's question there, he asked, for those listening on the podcast, he says, is it true that Icy Dave won't be returning until the Jets win? We don't really know where Dave is right now.
No, so I really don't. I mean, at some point in time, he'll probably come back. Maybe our friends at Wheatland Hockey, they can find Dave. Yeah. Instead of it being the Heads Up Hockey play of the game, it's the Heads Up Where's Dave play of the game. We'll see if they can find it out there. Wheatlandhockey.ca online, building skills, character, and excellence on and off the ice. Fresh approach to youth hockey development and finding Dave Minuk. Proudly serving Winnipeg, Manitoba, and the surrounding areas. That's our friends at Wheatland Hockey. Big thanks to them for their continued support of the Illegal Curve post-game show. I can tell you where Dave wasn't, despite him. I'm going to throw him under the bus at this point in time. I don't care.
Do it.
He's
get him, Drew. Get him.
Thank you. He's tweeting as if he was at the Moose game tonight, folks. He was not at the Moose game. He's not here to defend himself. So my New Year's resolution is to drive the bus right over Dave Minuk. So he was covering the Moose game, and for all intents and purposes, he made it look like he was at the Moose game tonight. He was not there. So don't fall for it. He can still be your Moose insider, but he was not there, and I'm going to drive that bus right over him as a result of that. And I'm going to definitely hear about that from him, but that's okay. I'm willing to do that at the same time. So Dave will come back at some point in time. I'm not sure if it'll be tomorrow. I'm not sure if it'll be Saturday against the Senators or the Illegal Curve Hockey show on Saturday. At some point in time, I'm confident we will see Dave Minuk again. But it wasn't tonight, and he certainly wasn't at the Moose game.
He's back in town Saturday.
Okay, there you go. And we'll see him at some point in time. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Big thanks to our sponsors, Rumors Restaurant and Comedy Club. The 2 great shows tonight at Rumors for New Year's Eve. I think there might be like 5 tickets left for the 10:15 show if you want to go ring in New Year's Eve with some laughter rather than some tears. RumorsComedyClub.com. Our friends at Play Now, Holt Dental, City Place, Wheatland Hockey, Boston Pizza, and of course, Label Daddy. Support these fine businesses because of their continued support of Illegal Curve Hockey. Thanks to all of you for another great year, another tremendous 2025. I don't know how many shows we've done this calendar year. It's probably too many for me to count, but we love you all for being there for most of those shows. The ones that you weren't at, well, we still love you nonetheless.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. As he's going to throw the beads at the camera as a result to celebrate you and New Year's. We'll do it again tomorrow. I'm not sure why the Jets are playing a back-to-back on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It's a little bizarre, but so be it. So we'll see you all again tomorrow, everybody. Thanks, everyone. For Ezra Ginsburg, I'm your host, Drew Mandel. Until tomorrow night, We wish you good night and good luck. Thanks for watching the Illegal Curve post-game show.